My name is Margaret Ann Windsor, and this is the 15th of May, 2014 in the morning. I've been putting on former tapes or videos on Facebook, and I've been taking a lot of this to the media over the years when I didn't have the money I walked, and the Rockefellers control it, so somebody could tell it. But it's not to their advantage, I guess. But anyway, I was kidnapped from Buckingham Palace in 41 and brought to Moulton, Alabama, and given the name of a twin, Peggy Ann Dempsey, and I married a Childers. And both twins had been killed. They were born out of wedlock. They had been killed by their mother, Lina. And the murder's covered up, and can only guess how I was brought over here. Cortland Air Base was right next to Moulton, and it was built during the time I was kidnapped. I was born in 39. Now then, the twins even had a different birth date. The birth certificates were messed up, and that's what I have to use still. I can't use my name. My Uncle George, Illegal George the Sixth, the one the movie was made of, and this is Roosevelt. But the Rockefellers and Rothschilds, Bilderbergers are the ones that helped kidnap me, and Joe Kennedy, who Roosevelt had appointed ambassador to England during that time, 36 to 46, and JFK and Joseph, the older son, flew in and out in essence, worked at the embassy of England. Now then, you get the gist of it. It was brought there, and it was a pigsty and a horrible growing up. So I wrote a book about mind control and didn't know about my kidnapping. And I'd worked for doctors, and while I was doing the book, MD, a license to kill, and I was living at Moonraker Apartments, Larry Flint was shot in Lawrenceville, nearby Lawrenceville, Georgia, Gwinnett County. And his attorney was killed, and his wife was too, Althea, if you can understand that mind control is used in all this. I was out there, because of the book, I thought. Larry McDonald was a congressman, doctor from Piedmont Hospital in Atlanta. And his plane went down August the 31st of 83. And let me say this. During that time, I went through another holy hell. Antifreeze was put in the April Fool Day of 80, and the fiasco that happened was hideous. I ended up across the state line working for Fred Simpson, as in Wallace Warfield Simpson was supposed to have married my father, King Edward VIII. This is an imposter. This is my mother's Claudia Ruth O'Keefe, Windsor. This is Georgia, the artist, my aunt. And this is my father, the real King Edward VIII, the one that the 99-year seal was placed on illegally to cover up the crimes. And then I was kidnapped, born in 39, the year they're having this meeting. I mean, they're planning my kidnapping. So this was an endorsement in Hustler magazine, April of 84. But I'm doing this, I put it on so many. He says I know who was responsible for his shooting in Lawrenceville. I stayed out there, was flown out there a couple of times in October. And let me go on before the tape. I can't give enough information on the tapes. Some of the mind control murders I was writing about happened way before the 70s. I just didn't know the mechanism used. I knew they were done in patterns. And I'm going to make this short. I came up here to Roanoke in 86, October. My jobs were shut down. It's been hideous here. The Virginia Tech shootings, the 33, April the 16th of 07, that was mind control. And the doctor psychiatrist, Fort Hood shootings, he finished school there at Tech and became a psychiatrist, I don't know where, Harvard or somewhere, but that was mind control. He was born here in Roanoke, Benton. But I mean, I could get into trying to give patterns, and you'd have to have a database. This is the Boston bombing. The two of them were mind control, and he's probably going to be on death row when he's convicted. He probably will be because, well, anyway. This is Timothy McVeigh, and that's William, and he's illegal, so I'm not going to give him the title of prince. They should be taken down. They're illegal. Elizabeth, the whole bunch, and charged with war crimes. This was implantable biochips. I think Tex Mars wrote this. Project Lucid, which is the New World Order. I'm talking about Elizabeth, and some of my family are part of the Freemasons, which are the Trilateral, the Illuminati, the New World Order. They're all they're the same group, just using different names at times. Now, I had a letter from the FBI June the 23rd of 79, and it was, I thought, in reference to the book. And I got a letter from Harper, William Harper, U.S. attorney from Atlanta, and it said ongoing investigation, national security involved. Now here comes Edward Snowden trying to tell people about what the national security is into, but he didn't even get into mind control. So it's mass. So that's where it's at. It's easy done. I could get into telling it. People they'll kill you. They don't want to hear it. This is the Sandy Hook shooting. So the Aurora, Colorado. And this is the Tucson, Arizona with Gabby Gifford, who was a U.S. Congress lady, and her husband's Mark Kelly, and he has a twin, Scott. This is my sons, Mark and Scott, heir to the British crown after me. Obviously, it's a long, old photo. I don't have any of my children or anything. So what's been used on me since I've been up here, I have an immune disorder, and I'm allergic to chemicals, some chemicals. And that's what's been used on me. It's political, and it's mind games. And I could go on giving some, and I don't want to get some people in trouble by telling the truth, and they get hurt. I've already put so many names on it. But where I'm at now in the past years, they broke the law. They were told to use chemicals, and they did. They came in illegally. I inhale them. A person inhales them, and my immune system attacks itself. All they had to do was stop doing it. It's like putting a gun to your head and getting away with it. So they've continued to do it, and now that I've got shingles, and it's continued, it should have been over, but the people here at Corporate Suites, affordable on Northern Drive in Salem, have refused to even comply. It's been hideous the way I've been treated. And now I'm getting a letter that I should leave because I asked to, instead of using their chemicals in here, they come in once a week to clean, and I'm not sure that's their point. The cleaning is killing me, the chemicals. I asked to use non-allergenic. I would buy them, no deal. They said OSHA wouldn't comply. Well, I don't know. I'm going to finish it there because I tried to take pictures because the shingles should have been over, but she had to put me on because of the continued use of the chemicals. I'm 75 years old. I can hardly get around. And there's so many people know all about this. They won't touch it. They're afraid of it, or they don't care. So last night, this should have been over. When I came here the 3rd of April this year, I told them, but they already knew it, that I'm allergic to chemicals and what can happen. It can be life-threatening, and it is. It's horrible. But I got the shingles on the 9th after she had cleaned, after I just moved in, and told them again and again. And I had an appointment with my doctor on the 10th because I thought I was having a heart attack. The shingles were all under my breast, and it was horrible. And on my back, I didn't know what it was.